Good morning. It is Monday the 29th of June and we are at the start of a whole new week and my hay fever is bad. I'm about to sneeze. Yes, I thought I would come in and say good morning and stuff because I didn't want to just pick up my phone later and start filming and realise I hadn't said good morning. So this is my second weekly vlog. I really enjoyed filming the first one. I think it's just something a wee bit different and it's kind of lower pressure. You don't need to worry about if things are set up just right. It's just kind of what you see is what you get. Have I got a cupboard of doom with like way too many things hanging on the door hooks? Yeah. But it is what it is. These vlogs are mostly just for having on in the background. If you're like me, I quite like having these kind of weekly vlogs on in the background when I'm working, or if I'm just sitting and crafting but I don't want to commit to like a movie or an audiobook or something, but I want to have something on in the background that kind of makes me feel like I'm working alongside someone. That's what I've really enjoyed them for, and I don't know, maybe this can be the same for you guys, but either way I thought it could also be quite a cool way to kind of document what I got up to in my business as well, because I forgot to say, but my name's Amanda. I'm the creator and designer behind Little Forest Makes, and I make crochet patterns primarily for like little amigurumi toys and things like that. So a lot of the time is spent sitting on my couch working away, so the vlogs and stuff are good for me to watch while I'm working, and you know, it can be quite good if I'm trying to figure out a pattern. Concentrating on an audiobook or something isn't ideal. Having someone working alongside me is a much better. So yeah, all that to say, I am going to start the day off with a bit of knitting and coffee as usual. The kids are off on summer holidays, so things are going to be a lot more kind of laid back. I don't know if it is going to impact how much I get done during the day as much. It might on some days if we're going out. But yeah, we'll just play it by ear and see how we go on. This week I would like to get some work done on the pigeon design. I never got to get much done on that last week, but last week was so busy. I ended up, yesterday was a total write-off. I napped so much. I had to take my breakthrough pain relief and all that stuff, but we're feeling a little bit better today, a little bit looser, not as sore. So yeah, we're just going to see how we go on. Again, we're going to take things easy because we don't want to jump in too quickly and then just throw yourself back to where you were yesterday. So yeah, enough rambling. Let's get some coffee and knitting. I'm currently knitting on the Fanta Stitch shawl by Stephen West, and I'm halfway through a row, so I can't really show you it, but you can kind of get the idea, right? So I think when I last left you, I was in this dark green section, and over like the Sunday period I managed to finish off the dark green section, get this mustardy section done, and now I'm back into the medium brown. So it's getting there and I'm loving it so much. I really am. And a partner says it reminds him of the inside of a kiwi, and I'm like, I can't unsee it, but also what kind of kiwis are you looking at? So yeah, enough tired ramblings, let's just have some coffee and knit. I have got the pigeon here, the tiny little feet. So for this one I'm using the, is it Jamieson's and Smith's? I never get the name right, hang on. Jamieson and Smith Shetland wool from the Shetland Islands, and it's these little balls here, and I'm using, I think, a 2mm hook to make it, because Caroline the Crow, who's up on that shelf above the TV, I think, somewhere, Oh wait, no, she's in the bookcase. She ended up quite big, so she did. So I wanted to try downsizing a little bit, and then once I finish the pigeon, see if you can, I think I've already said what bird I would do next, but these colours are for a magpie, which I would love, love, love to do. I'll be completely honest though, there have been a couple instances where I was really close to just taking this and using it in a shawl because the colour is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how well it will show up because of that lamp behind, but it's so dark in this wee house without all these wee lamps. It's beautiful and I love it. And this is Knit World of Wool Wanderer, and it was, I think it's recycled. So it's 100-gram ball, 4 ply, 80% British wool and 20% recycled nylon. It is superwash treated and it's 350 meters per 100 grams. So I've never used it, but when I seen it I thought that's a good magpie colour, so we got that. But yeah, for now I'm just going to keep plodding along with this little pigeon. Only it's not much done on it. It was quite, I want to say footery, but I don't know if that comes across right. Like, I know it's a very Scottish word, but like fiddly, because it's such a small hook. It is a 2mm hook, so it's teeny. And then the fine yarn and stuff, but I want to give it a go. It's not going to get done unless I work on it, at least for a wee while. So I think I'll set a timer for maybe an hour or something, get some work done on that. And yeah, the Patreon pattern, so Caleb the Crab was really, really well received. So a massive thank you if you like shared them or commented on his photo or liked him or whatever. That was really, really nice because I was really nervous about showing him because he's so different from the other ones. Like, I felt like the other ones have all got the same kind of cutesy look, whereas I felt like he was a wee bit kind of goofier and the creepy eyes and stuff. I was like, is this going to work? Is it going to be well received? And people loved him, so I was really, really pleased and kind of blown away with that, so thank you so much. And yeah, he's over on Patreon if you're wanting to grab him, and he'll be available for general release. I think it's September will be his one, but he'll be his regular price, whereas Patreon's only £3 a month. Even if you joined and then cancelled straight away, you're still getting that pattern for £3, so it kind of works out. But anyway, so I don't need to start on next month's or August's Patreon pattern until next week. I've got it scheduled in my diary for, and I can't remember what I'm going for this month coming. So I had, at the start of the year, I'd wrote down a list, all the months and then my ideas for each month, and I'm pretty sure I'd written down something for August and I can't quite remember, but I'll need to have a look. But yes, so that went really well. The book club announcement, that's went well. I think we've got like over 10 people have joined, so that's really sweet and I'm dead excited. We've selected the thriller, The House Across the Lake. We're going to be reading that. I think that's Riley Sager. Apologies if I've got that wrong. I'll try and remember and I'll put a photo of the cover up. So we're going to be reading that, and then in August we're going to be starting the Twilight rereads. We'll do one of them once a month, but I'm thinking that for those that aren't into the Twilight books, maybe we could do like a Twilight reread and then we could do another book like alongside it if there was someone that's wanting to join in but not wanting to read Twilight. So yeah, I think that's all the updates that I could think of from last week. The wedding went really well. It was really, really sweet. I did cry. I knew I would. We're not surprised. It was a big day. It was a long day as well. So Sunday was a day for resting and trying to chill out. I did nap for 2 hours at one point yesterday, and as you can see in the background, I ended up getting stressed out because I had a washing basket full of washing, like every other household, but for some reason I couldn't let it go, so I ended up getting all the washing done, but I'm glad it's done. So yes, I think that's us now. We're going to work on this pigeon for a wee while, and then I think after that I'd like to get some work done on the I-cord sweater that I'm doing as a test knit, because I wasn't able to kind of sit down with that over the weekend and really focus, so I'd like to get some of that done today as well. And if I get that done, then I'm quite happy. I'm not looking for big leaps and bounds here. It's the summer holidays. I'm quite up for having a chill time as well, especially after last week. So yeah, I'll check in. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. So yesterday I got a little bit of work done on that pigeon design that I was working on, and then about like 1 o'clock I kind of had a crash and my fatigue kicked in. So you can tell I've not fully woke up yet. I got some work done on the pigeon, got some work done on the Stephen West shawl that I'm working on. I had some housekeeping stuff done. I managed to get a good bit of done on like cleaning, like proper, like cleaning the downstairs toilet and stuff like that. And then I had to lie down for half an hour because it all caught up with me. So after that I caught up with some washing, took it easy, but I didn't really do any more like designing stuff or anything. And the knitting stuff I was doing, I was just working on that shawl. Excuse me. I went a big walk with Chili, that was the other thing, and I think I'm paying for it a wee bit this morning. I'm quite sore, but we're going to wait and see because I've only just started getting up and moving about, and I'm always worse in the morning, so we have hope. But yeah, so today's going to be another chill day. I'm making my first coffee. I'm going to have my coffee, do my knitting because I like doing that with the TV, and then I'll decide which project I want to work on, because there's a couple wee crochet projects that, like designs that I want to work on. The pigeon's the one that's most exciting for me, but we'll wait and see. I finished, I don't know if I said this yesterday, but I finished that audiobook, We Used to Live Here, and I was like, I just don't think it hit for me. At first I thought, have I missed something? Like, apparently I haven't. I enjoyed parts of it, but overall I was like, it's just not for me. It just wasn't for me, that's all. It's not that it's a bad book, it's just, you know what it's like with these things, like reading is totally subjective, so it wasn't for me. I went straight into the next audiobook, which was, I think it's Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. which is giving Chilly her breakfast. It was really good, so it was, or I say it is really good. I'm enjoying that a lot so far. So yeah, started that. I had a bath, read a different book in the bath on my Kobo, and yeah, it was just quite a chilled afternoon, to be honest. One of my friends, she actually got in touch with me and she said, by the way, you've influenced us. And she had picked up a Kobo, and then her friend she was talking to her friend who's now getting one. So yeah, it was quite cool. Anyway, I don't know if I'll cut that last bit out because I feel like I'm just rambling. Gonna get some knitting done. It's gonna be nice. I am sporting my new second-hand finds. This jumper is from Vinted and I think it cost a couple pounds, and then this dress I got when I went round some charity shops at the weekend with my mum, and I picked this dress up for £1. I'm sorry, it's so cute. I think it's a beach dress. I'm gonna get up on the couch. Don't laugh. See? So super comfy, and yeah, I'm feeling good. I washed my hair last night, but I washed it when I was like in the bath. I don't like doing that because it just doesn't feel the same. So yeah, we'll see. Looking okay, feeling good though. Ready to do some crafty stuff and some reading stuff and all that good stuff. Okay, so I was thinking about what I wanted to get working on business wise today, and I didn't know whether I should continue working on the pigeon design or I've got a couple designs that I've started, but none of them are really like calling out to me. So I've got like this toucan design that literally needs wings and a Hawaiian shirt. Still not finished him. I've got a design that I'm making in chenille chunky yarn that I'm like halfway through. I've also bought chunky yarn for another design that I want to work on, and it's sitting upstairs. And then I've bought normal DK yarn for another design I want to work on. So I've got all these things jumping about in my head, and I'm trying to decide what it is that I want to actually settle down with for a wee while. And I thought, do you know what? I should get a head start on the Patreon pattern for August. Can you tell my mind is going 100 miles an hour and my mouth is struggling to keep up with it? Let's stop. The Patreon pattern for August. I checked my list and I had a couple spaces where I didn't have an idea, a pattern idea for the month, like for each month of the year. Sorry, I'm not explaining this well. August and September, I don't have a specific idea in mind. Like, do you know what I mean? There's some, July for example, I was like, I want to do something beach themed, something summery themed, so we got Caleb the crab. So it's things like that. And I was like, right, August, what could I do for August? And I'm thinking maybe I should just get a head start on the Patreon designing, even though I've not technically got it scheduled in until next week. So I'm trying to brainstorm some ideas on what could be quite good for that. I could do something maybe back to school related, or I don't know. My first thought, so I had a couple ideas jotted down under that list that didn't necessarily like fit into a specific month, but it was things that I would like to make at some point. And one of them is a puffin, and I would really like to make a puffin, but I don't think I have enough of the black yet. I would also like to make at some point, can you see her? She thinks she's a cat. So I would also at some point like to make a horse in overalls. I think that would be really cute. and I'd like to go back to some of the fruit and veg characters, and I did kind of touch on that with Thalia the thistle. That went back to that shape. So I don't know whether to do that or whether to do something like homeware related. I have got yarn in, and I want to do like a toadstool cottage doorstop, and I just think it would be really, really sweet. So I don't know whether to start that, because I feel like that would be really fun. It's different again, so it's keeping my attention, and I've got the materials all there upstairs. I just got some acrylic DK yarn from Hobbycraft, and I could work on that. It's so difficult. I mean, I know it's like really, it's not a real problem to have, but do you know that way when you've kind of got like decision paralysis, so you just sit there? I'm trying to avoid that, and I feel like it's just going to happen and I'm going to end up knitting for the rest of the day, which arguably I'm not upset about. Do you know what I mean? But I like to try and be productive when I can. I don't know. When I decide, I'll get back to you. I might need to take a knitting break while I mull it over. Maybe get some work done on my dotted raised shawl. Oh no. Okay, so I got a little bit of cleaning done and listened to my audiobook for a wee while I was trying to figure out what it is I wanted to do. I've decided that the best course of action for me just now is going to be to settle down and do some sketching and try and think of just future designs in general. I think that that's probably a good thing for me to do just now, because I have got so many ideas and things that I want to do bouncing around my head. Just getting them out and getting them down on paper is probably going to be a good shout. So what I'll do is I'll get that done, and once I'm finished I will keep you updated. It's funny looking through this, I've like came across different sketches that I've done quite a while ago now, I think. But there's definitely room for more, and yeah, I'm just gonna get that filled in a bit more, get some sketches, get some ideas done, watch a bit of TV while I do it, and just see where that takes me. Bye. Okay, so I did some sketches for some designs, and using the same shape body as Caroline the Crow, I drew out a pretty cute seagull, if I do say so myself. But I know that that's a future design, but it felt good to get it out and on paper, so I think I might do some more of those later on this evening. I did end up drawing out a design for August's Patreon pattern, which I have spent the last 2 hours-ish, maybe more, working on, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be really, really cute, but obviously I can't share it yet. I think I'm going to try, maybe later on tonight, I'm going to draw out in my sketchbook the rest of the year's Patreon patterns and just really just use it as a little art session, do my little doodles and things. I don't know if I can show you, I don't know how I can show you the seagull without showing off the rest of the, hang on, can you see him? My son thought I was showing the camera at him there. So I'm thinking I'll draw out the rest of the year's Patreon patterns and just have a little art session tonight, and that way I kind of go in feeling a wee bit more solid in what my plans are. Like I said, I've got a list. I think I'd said before, I don't know if I've put that clip in, but I have a list of ideas for the rest of the year for the Patreon patterns, but some of them have got wee gaps, so I'd like to just kind of draw out some ideas and have somewhat of a solid plan going forward. And then hopefully, like I said, I've started on August's pattern and I'm almost finished the body already, and it's the 30th of June, so I'm thinking if I can try and get maybe a couple patterns ahead, it will get rid of that panic phase from last week when I was running out of time for the crab pattern, and that was just because I had flare-ups happen and life was happening, and you know, everybody gets it, but at least if I can get ahead of the game a little bit on the weeks where things are a bit more settled and health wise I'm doing a little bit better, then it means I've got that buffer. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, I'm getting a bit of a migraine starting. I've taken some medication to see if it will help, but I don't know about you guys, but see, because it's been quite hot here, we've had rain the last couple of days, but it's still like that muggy type heat, and I don't know if there is any actual truth to it impacting like your head and stuff, but oh, my head has been so bad. But we're trudging on. We've got some nice chill music on. I'm really excited about this Patreon pattern, and I can't even show you, like, this is some of the colours that I'm using, and I'm like, this isn't going to give anything away. So I'm also using a white and with that too. So I'm really enjoying it. Having a cup of coffee just now, and I'm about to kind of tidy up soon all the work side of things, and yeah, just kind of settle for the evening. I don't know if we're going to see my mother-in-law for a wee while. There's a beagle. She's coming up to investigate what's going on. Oh, hi. Yep, okay. So yeah, I will keep you updated. I don't know if I'll check back in this evening or if I'll just see you tomorrow morning. Bye. Good morning. It is, what day is it today? Wednesday? Tuesday? I don't know. It's the 1st of July, and it is Miss Chili Bean, our beagle's 2nd birthday today. So later on we're going to be going to the dog park. It is raining, but there's a wee shelter in the dog park where I can sit if it is a bit drizzly, or we can just put a jacket on and walk around it. But yep, we're going to be going to the dog park. It's all enclosed, so it means that I can just let her off the lead and let her run riot. Or sniff, because if anyone else has got a beagle, you probably know their recall isn't the best, so having an enclosed area is always good. So yes, and that's generally speaking. Obviously there's always exceptions to the rule, and I'm always a bit jealous. So yeah, we've got that planned. I don't have much planned in the way of other stuff going on. I got a lot done on the Patreon pattern for August yesterday. I can't obviously share that, but I'm really excited and I think it's going to look really good. I'm tempted to kind of continue with that just because I feel like I know what I'm doing with that, but I also feel like I should get working on another pattern for like general pattern releases. So I think I'm going to get some work done on the pigeon, because there wasn't a lot done last week. In fact, I don't think there was anything done last week on them. So I'll get working on that and I'll check in just throughout the day. Let's take off the dust jacket. So, wow, so pretty also. Pretty cool. Dinner is done. I have paneer tikka masala. I made a shawarma bowl. And we're gonna watch dramas. Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, is it? Yes, Thursday the 2nd of July. So, I ended up in a flare-up last night. Yesterday afternoon into last night, and I'll be honest, I'm still feeling it this morning. You can probably tell. Everything's quite sore, so I think today, excuse me, I think today I'm going to keep it slow paced and chill out. I'm glad that I was able to get some work done on the Patreon pattern. at the start of the week, and I'm glad that I was able to get some progress on the pigeon, because at least I feel like today I am allowed to rest. Do you know what I mean? I have an appointment with the pain clinic today, and I've got another appointment with the pain clinic tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't know about you, but if your mood dips a wee bit, sometimes for me working on a new project can be quite good. So last night you probably noticed that I had started what's it called? Winter Lights shawl by Stephen West. Does that not just look like a sun? Oh, it's beautiful. So for this, I'm using some woolly knit yarn, a mystery sock yarn that I had, but I don't know if it is a sock yarn because it's very, very soft. I don't know if it's got any nylon in it at all. And then I've got, sorry. Then I've got some yarn coming from Vinted that I'm gonna use, and one of them's like a bright turquoise, and then a darker turquoise, and then I've got a dark blue speckled yarn from Woolly Knit that I'm gonna use as the darkest one. So I think it calls for 4 colours and I'm gonna use 5. But it's given like Flounder from Little Mermaid vibes. I just stabbed myself. Ow! It's given Flounder from Little Mermaid vibes if you add in like the turquoise colour and stuff like that. So yeah, it's making me happy. I'm going to knit on that today. I'm going to knit on whatever I want today. Probably go between that and the Fanta Stitch one, because that's making me really happy as well. This one, Winter Lights, I can't remember, I forgot already and I've just closed the notebook. It's supposed to be knit on 3.5mm needles. I just went straight in for 3. I prefer my gauge at a 3, and I feel like I'm quite a loose knitter with some things. I'm alright with bulkier yarn. My gauge tends to match what's called for most of the time, but when it comes to this finer weight yarn, I tend to go a little bit loose. So I did cast on with the 3.5 and see how it was looking, but as soon as I started working this garter section, I was like, nah, I'm not going to enjoy it. And I know that when it's washed and it's blocked out, this is going to grow so much. And I wanted to like the finished piece, and I had done like this much. You're better restarting there than finishing the piece and not liking it because of one little part at the very beginning. I have made a couple mistakes in these like sunray type parts, but I've just been fudging it along the way and you can't tell at all. Like I can't even find where I've done it. So yeah, gonna work on this. Gonna drink some coffee. Probably gonna nap at some point. But yeah, this is the reality, isn't it? This is just what it's like. But had I not been filming these vlogs and stuff, I might not have got everything that I'd got done at the start of the week done, like progress wise on those patterns. And then having this rest day today would have been absolutely riddled with guilt. So filming these vlogs and stuff, it is holding me accountable, which is what I was wanting, but in a really positive way. I'm excited to share what I'm working on, so I want to work on stuff so that I have things to share. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, all that to say is I'm going to rest today and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Good morning, it is Friday and I have just got up Last day I just got up about an hour ago, but it's 6:30 in the morning, so I'm trying not to be too loud. I took yesterday as a rest day, and depending how I feel a little bit further into today, I might do the same. But the massive difference was that I didn't have any guilt, because I think I already said this, because of how much I had got done on August's Patreon pattern and then the pigeon pattern progress that I made. I didn't feel bad about having a rest day yesterday, and I needed it. Like, I napped for 3 hours at one point, and then I got up and my mood was a bit low because I was sore and things, so I just kind of took the day to start knitting, and I started that Winter Lights shawl by Stephen West, and I'll show you where I'm at. I don't know if I can lift it up if you'll see it. Yeah, look at that. So this is section 1. Yeah, section 1 is finished. I was hoping that the yarn I had got from Vintage would have arrived. I've got some like turquoise colours that will go nicely in here. So that's all ready for the next part to start, if that arrives. If it does, I'll go pick it up today. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, other than that, I stayed up way too late reading, is it The One or The Ones by John Mars? If I'm getting that wrong, I'll put it up on screen. Because I wanted to get started on our book club book of the month, and I was like, right, I want to try and get this finished as quickly as possible. I don't mind having an audiobook on the go and an ebook on the go, or a physical book. But I didn't want to have too many like ebooks / physical books on the go. So I want to finish that. And I ended up reading way too late. I was still up at 1:30 in the morning because it's getting so good. It's getting so good. It's basically about, so if you know how we've got like Tinder and all that, the kind of dating apps and stuff, well, it's basically a world where a new system has been brought out, and it's called Match Your DNA, and you send off a DNA sample and it'll let you know if there's like a biological match of who the one is, if you know what I mean. But obviously you don't have any say in who that person is and what kind of person they might be and the complications that come from that. So it's a thriller, and do you know that way I was starting it and I'm like, oh, there was heartbreaking moments and then there was really heartwarming moments, and I'm like, this is so nice, and oh, that's so sad. And then I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this supposed to be a thriller? And then things have started happening and I was like, oh, okay. Like, it took a turn, and oh, I'm loving it. So I stayed up too late reading that. Not mad about it. I'm about to go back to bed because it's only, like I said, 6:30 in the morning. So I've got another couple hours before the kids get up, especially because it's the summer holidays. So I'm going to go back to bed, maybe read a couple pages, and then get some extra sleep in. Once I'm up, I'm going to get myself all sorted. I washed my hair last night, but as you can see, it's dried all over the place. So I might, depending on pain and stuff, might try and get myself dressed. You know, dream big. And yeah, just take it as it comes. I'll see how I feel. Yarn might arrive and I might just need to have another day of knitting. But if I'm honest, I'm quite in the mood to get back to that pigeon. I'm in the mood to get back to them, so I'd like to do that. And I need to get some things sorted. Like, I need to do the monthly discount codes for Patreon, and I like to try and design like a wee wallpaper or something like that, just as a wee silly something to put up when I'm uploading the discount code. So once I've filmed this wee part, I'm going to add that to my to-do list. and I'll get that sorted. But yeah, other than that, I think that's all up to date and whatnot. Don't think there's much else on the go. We might be going to see Toy Story, the new Toy Story this weekend, maybe. Anything else? No, I don't think that's it. I have another pain management appointment today. I was able to phone, and so it was supposed to be, this isn't important, it was supposed to be in person at the hospital, but because of how bad my symptoms and that had been, I'd sent an email to the appointment's email address and just asked, like, and just explained I was in a flare-up, could this be changed to a telephone appointment? And within about half an hour, an email pinged back and they changed it over, same time and everything, but the person's going to phone me instead. So that was really, really nice. Felt really accommodating, and it took a big weight off my shoulders, you know. I left my disabled parking badge at my parents' house, so the idea of parking at the hospital without the badge and having to walk all the way down to the hospital and then through the hospital to the department and then back when I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, I was like, this is going to be a nightmare. So yeah, that took a big weight off my shoulders. Right, I'm gonna go because I'm gonna keep yawning. So we're gonna go to bed and I'll be fine. Bye. Okay, so I went for a bath and soaked my sore hippies. I had my pain clinic appointment, which went well, and I'm now feeling a little bit ready for the day, but I'm going to have a chill day. I'm going to read some more of my book. I'm going to knit some more on my shawl. I really hope that that turquoise yarn arrives so that I can continue working more on the Winter Lights shawl, but we'll just need to wait and see. Miss Chili Bean has... Hi. She's just came running up with her ears inside out. So yeah, all good. Boys are in a good mood. Dog's in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. Mood's definitely picked up a wee bit since talking to the physio and stuff. And I think just having that kind of validation, because I quite like to try and find out exactly what has caused the flare up and what do I do and this, that, next thing. And after I word vomited all this info, he basically just went, and it's okay that sometimes there aren't any triggers that cause the flare up. And it really took me by surprise, and I was like, okay. So that was quite nice. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm going to try and get this John Marr's book finished because I want to get started on our book club book. And then, what, you don't show anything. My youngest son's just came in, but he's not got dressed for the day yet, so we are going to have a wee chill day today, aren't we?
Yeah.
A wee chilled out day. The boys didn't get up until lunchtime, because what time were you up until? 1. We didn't know this. We didn't know they were still awake, but it's the summer holidays. And as long as
Dad did.
Dad found out, didn't he? Mm-hmm.
He was fine.
I
He just
know.
wanted us to go to bed.
Yeah, a wee one off. But yeah, it'll be good. A nice chilled day, and we'll just do whatever we feel like doing now. Yeah, and I'll check in if anything interesting's happening. Bye.
Bye! Okay, so
dinner has been had. I am going to settle down with some knitting, and Clarkson's Farm, the new season of that has just landed, I think. So I'm going to watch that for a wee bit and sip on my coffee. I'm really enjoying this. I've still not had any update about the yarn that I've got off of Vinted. I don't know where it is. When I check the tracking, it's saying it's delayed. So hopefully it maybe comes later on this evening, and I can move on to the next part of that other shawl. But for now, I'm going to get working on this big coziness and just try and chill out. I've got a hot water bottle at my hips, and I'm going to take my breakthrough pain relief, and we're going to chill out. I'm still sitting watching TV and knitting away, and I thought I would do a final check-in. So this is where I'm currently sitting with my fantastic shawl. It's obviously too big for the needles now, but this I think is one of my favourite sections that I'm on just now. So you're making these little slip stitch dots, but the colours that I've picked, it's a white and a light brown, and so it's very subtle. I don't even know how much it will pick up on camera. I think you can see it there, but this is one of my favourite sections in the full thing so far. So working away on this until the yarn for the other one arrives, and then I'll alternate between the two. And yeah, so going into the weekend, I might do a little bit of work on the pigeon. Got a notification on my phone. So yes, I might do a little bit more work on the pigeon. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought whilst it was quiet enough to film an outro, I would do it just now. So yeah, just it's been a bit of an up and down week. I feel like it started off really well. I got some good work done on the Patreon pattern and the pigeon pattern, and then I just got a rotten flare up and things kind of had to take a back seat. But do you know what? I'm so glad that I have started doing these little vlogs. I don't know how interesting they are to watch. Maybe they're not at all, but it has made me feel a wee bit more accountable, which was the purpose. I was wanting to make sure that I was getting some work done, and see, because I did, like I mentioned before, I didn't have guilt about resting. So that was really nice. So yeah, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it and you want to keep up to date with what I'm working on, whether it's crochet designs of my own or knitting other people's patterns and things, or what I'm reading, even, like anything at all, I'd love it if you could like this video, maybe subscribe so that you can catch up with me next week. And yeah, for the time being, I'm gonna finish off this coffee and watch some more Clarkson's Farm and start editing this and putting it out, hopefully tonight, maybe tomorrow, don't know. But yes, goodbye for now.